Now, one of the things that we learned earlier comes into play here, inversions. A lot of times with these chords, as you see, this one chord, the tendency is that it goes to the 4 chord. In order to get there, I have to lift my hand up and jump over a few notes to get to the 4 chord. But this is why inversions is an important concept. If I go from this C major 7 chord to this F major 7 chord, I actually can play that chord in a closer way with this chord than having to jump. This chord has F, A, C, and E in it. Coming from the C major chord, I can actually find that F, A, C, and E right here without having to move my hand. Here's the C, here's the E, here's the F, and here's the A. Now I know it sounds a little bit different, but when I put the root in my left hand, it sounds like an F major 7 chord. Listen to the sound. This is the regular root position. And here it is with the inversion. So it still has the same sound, it's just a different inversion of it. And it's actually better as I'm moving through because I don't have to jump all over the place. Now the only reason why I would jump is if I was going for a certain sound. A lot of times depending on the melody on top. If I wanted the melody to be, then I would play. But if I was accompanying or playing behind a soloist or playing behind a saxophone player or another instrument, then I don't necessarily have the melody. That person has the melody. So I can actually play an inversion of this and allow them to play the melody. So back to our chord tendencies. The 1 chord goes to the 4 chord, and I'm going to keep it in root position so you can see it. The 1 chord goes to the 4 chord. The 2 chord goes to the 5 chord. The 3 goes to 6. The 4 goes to 5. The 5 goes to 1. The 6 goes to 2. And the 7 goes to 3. Now if I play something like this, you'll see how these chords go to form a chain of progressions. And this goes to sound like the music that you hear. If I start off with the 1 chord, and I'm going to keep it in root position so that you can see it, you'll start to hear some of the progressions that you hear. Let's start off with the 1 chord. Now from here, I'm going to progress to the 4 chord. To the 4 chord. From here, I'm going to go to the 2 chord. And I know that the 2 chord goes to the 5 chord. And I know that the 5 chord goes to the 1 chord. Now I'm going to play that again. Now there are exceptions to the rule. As you see, I went from the 1 chord to the 4 chord, and from the 4 chord I went to the 2 chord. Now what I'm showing you are the first choices. There are many other choices that you'll learn, but they'll all be based on this foundation. So even though I went from the 4 chord to the 2 chord, that's actually another option for the 4 chord. Even though I taught you that the 4 chord usually goes to the 5 chord. So just know this is a starting place. This is not the end all be all of chord progressions. This is a starting place. So I said 1 chord to the 4 chord, the 2 chord to the 5 chord, back to the 1 chord. Now you're starting to hear a lot of the progressions that you hear in music. Now all I'm doing with with my left hand is just playing the root of the chord, just playing, if it's a C chord, I'm playing C in my bass. Now let me play it with inversions. So instead of my hand jumping, my hand's going to kind of stay close. Same exact progressions, just using inversions. And then if I do that progression again and omit certain notes, here's what you have. Now I'm going to make some of these chords 7th chords, and some of them I'm going to make 9th chords, just to show you how all this knowledge goes to make up the music you hear. So that's just an idea. Now, of course, we'll get deeper into that kind of study as we move further on into chords and as we move on to breaking down and transcribing songs. But for right now, memorize this formula: 1 to 4, 2 to 5, 3 to 6, 4 to 5, 5 to 1, 6 to 2, and 7 to 3. That's going to be very important for your foundation of music.